Also, I'm always gonna have your guys' back. I hope you know that in that situation. I'm never gonna be like, you know, if somebody makes a complaint, whether it's right or wrong, we'll deal with it accordingly. But I will always have your back.
Now, hold. Yeah, I wasn't. I didn't make a complaint. Just want
Why
to clear that up.
why is Den getting daps?
Wait.
You want to fill us in?
So, what situation specifically?
Gregory Johnson.
Okay, the only thing I could think that you might be referring to was it the high risk stop? Did I see?
Yeah. What's going on?
I wasn't actually part of the high risk stop, so I don't know.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
okay, well, my information was wrong then, Chief Peters.
So you had Maxwell wait down here for half an hour while I talked to Vinny, and she had to stay at this board.
Yeah, I thought because she was on duty for 12 hours. I thought she was there.
I was at a lot of things yesterday, but there was like 6 units already at the high risk, so I was waiting for interference by MRPD. But I'm the one who called out the person running out of the front of the PD after Shiesty was attacked while we were still code 6ing.
Did you call out a car or something?
First I called out the guy wearing a blacked out helmet walking out of the front door of the PD where they were still taking pictures of his blood all over the scene. And I asked who this guy was leaving the PD. Nobody responded.
So Den 13, I'm just going to try to get all the information.
Okay.
Den 13, Den is struck in the back of the head. He 13 alphas. We don't have any context at this point. You see somebody in a black helmet coming out, correct?
Well, before that, I'm on the building over to our north here, searching because there is a crashed out car in the alleyway coming back to Mr. Daquan Demas owned it. So we were scouring the area. BCSO units were on top of the building looking. I was looking. By the time I got done code 6ing over there, came to cross the front doors of the PD to go back towards parking, appeared to be a male, black jacket, leather jacket with a black bike helmet, was walking out the front doors of MRPD while we were still looking for who may have attacked Shiesty, because we got on scene within seconds of it happening. It was called out that the PD was cleared. So when I saw this guy walking out the front door, I immediately radioed, did somebody see this guy come in or come out of the PD? Who the hell is this guy? And nobody responded. So I was, telling the guy, just give me a second, sir, who are you? Asking on the radio. He hops into, I believe it was a Sentinel XS. So then I called out, somebody needs to get on this car and ID this guy because he just came out of the PD and he was at the scene, ran back inside. Ruby and Loki are inside, still taking pictures of his blood all over the floor. And they said they had just come out the doors and they didn't see anybody. So that guy, in my opinion, sir, was hiding somewhere in the PD and possibly one of the attackers of Mr. Shiesty. So yes, I called out. They pulled the car over. Lieutenant Viv called out the high-risk stop, and they took over from there.
Why was the car pulled over?
Because the guy that walked out of the PD got into the passenger seat of the car and drove away. But I asked them to come back.
So then, the cops found the car and pulled it over, or
yeah, So I was on foot. Chasing it, I'm yelling at them we need to ID this guy, and they just barely made it down Vespucci, and that's where they pulled him over. So they didn't go on a high-speed chase or anything. We're just trying to identify the person that came out of the PD. The crime scene where he was just attacked. Normally we don't let people walk all over and stomp all over our scene, so I was kind of confused why he was even there to begin with. Yeah. As far as the Johnson situation, I think I heard over the radio that he approached them, but I wasn't at the stop and seeing everything that happened specifically. I think Lieutenant Viv would be better, have better knowledge of that.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sense of everything right now. I mean, then did we do something wrong? What is your opinion? What did we do wrong?
With the after I got hit.
Yeah.
No, Maxwell did everything right, calling that individual out because we're searching for the individual inside of MRPD. If somebody's coming out with a black helmet, you know, within a minute or two after I alpha, I mean that's RS, right? We could question them. Then they got into a vehicle. Vehicle came back stolen. From what I heard. They performed the high risk. The only thing is
sorry, I'm kind of quiet,
Did
guys.
you hear that
I'm
on the
not
radio, or
looking
did you
at
hear that
chat
from
or
Vinny just
anything. I
now?
was just working on this
that the car came
this
back
quiz
stolen.
for
I heard that over the radio though.
Okay.
Yeah.
The vehicle did come
the
back
cadet
stolen.
quiz.
Yeah.
And that's when I went to sleep. So. But yeah, I think I once again it's just that communicate.
I
just
agree
like you said,
on
it's
the
the whole
communication.
it's the context of like 6 officers knowing what's going on and like the other 4 doesn't, and like it's battling each other. So it's like a very big thing on communication and like being okay with like if you're leading it or
what was
like,
what was the context of stopping the guy in the mask?
They called out that the door was open in the PD when we got on scene rather quickly because it was happened in the PD, so we had units here. Nobody was on scene, but they said the door to the kitchen was open. Ross yelled out that it was her. She had left the door open, running out so quickly. They said they cleared the PD and that nobody was in the PD. When I came back down from the roof and started walking across the, to go back to the parking lot, this guy comes just walking out of the office and not saying a damn word or anything. Who he is,
just the timing,
nothing.
the timing of it. It was just it looked like he was involved.
We didn't even collect the evidence inside yet. Ruby and Loki were just coming out the door to do that.
Is that 13?
As soon as I called out and they were pulling him over, I ran inside to see if all the doors were open or locked. And Ruby was standing there taking a picture.
She's great.
I said, "Did you not just see this guy in black walk out?" She's like, "No, I was inside. We just came out to take pictures of the evidence." This guy was hiding in the PD, and I think he waited till it was clear to come out, sir.
Did you see who hit you, Dan?
Penguin face guy.
She was so great.
At that point, I was so dazed I wasn't able to speak. Really, my jaw hurt.
Yeah, penguin face guy. Okay.
This was right after the 3-hour bench trial we had with Mr. Daquan Dumas, and
which we got a W, by the way, and I learned a lot about objections.
Yeah. Now they're being held in contempt for attacking. One attacked the judge, one attacked an officer.
Indefinitely.
And now they have an indefinite warrant for all the things.
Congratulations on your W. Side thing, if you need all the speaking objections, I could email you like basic rundowns of what they are.
Please do.
I have a
yeah.
I have something I can also share.
Yes.
But I'm not gonna lie. That court case, I learned. I was rebuttaling. Yeah. I learned a lot of that court case.
Dicey did so good. He did really good for sure. All his rebuttals were really good. I think everybody was learning. I think the biggest take was for the marshal to step in at the end because he was just upset with how the lawyer was treating us. We're not law students. We're not bar licensed. We didn't sign up to be officers to be lawyers. However, we're doing our best trying to prove our case. Not understanding, and maybe having wrong objections and whatnot, but to have remarks said and, it was a hot mess. I'm just going to say, I've never had issues with Abilene before, but man, she was a little hostile with some stuff, how she spoke. So the marshal stepped in at the end to give 2 sentences, in closing, even though it was a bench trial. The judge allowed it, so.
Who is the judge?
Weiss.
Okay. I might have a conversation with the justice. I do think that, while officers do need to be able to, clearly explain the charges that they're giving, I think that there also needs to be a little bit of give and take. Like you said, you are not lawyers, and that I think it needs to be on the judge to kind of rein people in if they're going a little hard.
Yeah, he was trying to help when he could. He was like, I wanted to give you guys the question, but I can't. But he could tell that we were trying, and that he was like, you were doing great, trying the best you guys could. And in the end, we were able to put out what, the articulation of everything, and obviously state that because they were claiming that we used excessive force, and that somebody was pit, and that's why the car exploded. It totally brushing past the fact that they jumped from a 4-story garage, hit that same jump twice, hit another jump a couple times, hit poles, all the things. So it was a lot learned for sure.
Okay. I don't.
As far as the Johnson thing, I mean, I could talk to LT, but I would assume because she was on that scene, she would be handling that situation.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I don't.
Okay.
That's yeah, that's something else. That's something Viv needs to handle, to be 100% honest. So.
Yeah, I don't know if somebody's complaining there's an issue with me calling out the guy coming from the PD, but anybody coming from a crime scene, it's going to be detained and questioned and identified on any scene that I'm on.
Yeah, no, you're right. Denzel, give us a minute. We need to talk to Maxwell about something else.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much.
Maxwell, I'll see you later.
All right.
Sorry, I was writing down. I was literally writing everything that we had discussed last night, and I've just been getting
So I just wanted to check something because we briefly spoke about it, but I didn't want to make assumptions. I wanted to make sure that I understood you properly. Just to confirm, would P&T lead be something that you were interested in, or what I took from our conversation is you don't think that you could give the time that it needs?
Yeah, I think why I mentioned 2 would be better than 1 was that reason. I think putting something like that requires a lot of paperwork, on duty, off duty. I think that would be probably too much for me to take on just by myself.
Would if there was somebody put as the P&T lead, would you be interested in continuing to be the shift 1 lead or supervisor under them?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's I just wanted to make sure that I understood.
Yes. No, I still definitely want to help wherever I can, even if it's just assisting whoever the lead is, if they'll have me as shift 1, supervisor. But, if they think there's a better fit, that's, fine too. I'm still going to help with cadets either way.
Okay. All right, that was Peters, did you see the thing I sent you?
Uh-huh. The one you texted me, right?
No, I emailed you something. The quiz.
Yeah, I saw. I didn't get a chance to look at it yet, but I did see you sent it to me.
Maxwell, I'm gonna send you something I was working on.